There we go. Now let me know if you can hear me. I think my microphone was muted. So welcome, 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 everyone. We're just waiting for a couple more minutes for the top of the hour to start. And just pop in the chat if you can hear me. If you can see me, just say hi. Hey, hey, hey. All right. Now you hear me. Now you see me, because I noticed my microphone was on mute a second ago and I was talking away on mute. So we're just getting started in a couple of minutes. And this is, of course, I'm going to share my blueprint for booking television media, share what I've done, how I've done it, and just some kind of background if you're interested in getting yourself booked on television. And of course, if you stay all the way to the end, I will have something very special to share with you before the end of this broadcast today. And no, we're not on Zoom. We're not on Zoom today. So this is just my, this is a different platform, hopefully, that I can share a couple more things, share my presentation and a few other things on the screen. So let me see. I'm seeing the chat, but I'm not seeing anyone chatting. So hopefully you guys are able to chat so that if you have any questions, hey, Jackie, thank you. So I was just going to say, if you have any questions, just pop it in the chat so that I can, as we go along this journey, I can help you out. So here we go. It is the top of the hour. So I am going to start because I do respect your time and I want to make sure. So the chat, if you look on the right, it should be on the right-hand side. You'll see the chat is enabled. So on the right-hand side of your screen, you should be able to write down to the bottom. You can type in your message. That's, at least that's where it shows up for me. So hopefully it shows up there for you too, on the right-hand side at the bottom of the screen. So I wanted to, like I said, I want to respect everyone's time. I don't want to be here all night long talking about this stuff. I do want to get to the presentation. And I'm going to start with my own media reel. So hopefully this is coming from someone who had never done any media before. I'm not a PR agent. I'm not in media. I don't know anybody in media. But this is my media reel that I'm going to share with you guys first of all. So here we go.
Well, beauty expert and author Alicia Couri is joining us today.
Alicia Couri from Miami, celebrity makeup artist here. Alicia Couri, our makeup artist already.
Author Alicia Couri joins us in the studio today.
Alicia Couri has a new book coming out called
Author and style expert Alicia Couri said
Alicia Couri is a beauty and style expert,
CEO of Red Carpet CEO. She helps women entrepreneurs to develop their signature style. Please welcome Alicia Couri.
We met at Harvard and West Point, and I am very honored, ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to Alicia Couri.
What are you doing? And with every step you take, you desperately want to retreat, to hide, to disappear. All right. I'm just trying to get other people into the room. So that is, again, every iteration of the pronunciation of my name, as you can see. But that is that's my media reel. And so right now I am getting ready to put my presentation up so that, there we go, should be shared. So let's go to the presentation. Come on. Yay, got it. There we go. And the thing about media is, what I didn't realize is that anybody could get on television. You know, I originally thought, before I started this whole process several years ago of booking myself on TV, I actually thought that you either had to have a publicist or know somebody or have something really special about you to get on television for the media to actually interview you or want to interview you. And that is somewhat true, in the sense that you do have to have something of value and substance to share with the media, but really anybody can get media coverage. Anybody can get media, have access to the media. There are just some really specific tips and insights that you need in order to do that. And that's kind of what I want to share with you tonight. And let me know if you can let me know that you can see my slides. Let me know if you can see my slides. Just type it in the chat. Hey, Erin. Hi, Eunice. Thank you for joining. Let me see who else is here. Javier is here. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Paula. Hi, Stacy and Maria. Thank you so much for joining. You can see the slides. All right, so let's get going. So, like I was saying, anybody can really get media. The question really is, do you want media? You know, you can start having all those logos. Hi, guys. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Not us, but me. But, you know, a lot of times you see people's profiles and they have all those logos underneath it. And there are several ways that you can get those logos onto your, that you can have access to having those logos. There are press releases that are picked up by certain media outlets that you can use the logos after you get picked up from a press release. And you can actually have television appearances. You can have articles in magazines. You know, there are a lot of different ways that you can get media attention for yourself and your business. So tonight I'm going to talk about specifically television. I'm talking not just about getting the logo because you wrote a press release or someone wrote a press release for you and it was picked up by a media outlet. I'm talking about actually appearing on television. So who wants to learn about that? Just let me know in the chat. If you want to learn about how do you actually get on TV, on set, on a CBS, NBC, ABC, Fox, WB, affiliate news stations, that's what I'm talking about. Getting on those programs and sharing your gift, sharing your business, sharing your talents, sharing your story. That's what tonight is about. And I'm going to kind of give you the blueprint that I used, kind of developed from my own experiences as well as from my coach. But the things that I've learned over the years to give you kind of that insight on how you can actually do this for yourself. So yay, everybody's ready to learn about that. So I'm glad everybody's here for the same reason that I am. So let's see. So one of the questions I know I asked myself when I was doing this is, why TV? You know, there are podcasts, there are radio shows, there's so many outlets now that you can sort of express yourself, but why do you still want television? Well, TV is still the #1 advertising medium. And if you look at annually, the Super Bowl, people spend billions of dollars in advertisements for the Super Bowl. So what a lot of people say, well, you know, there's live stream and there's YouTube and there's all these other things that you can advertise on, but still television is still #1. Television is still the #1 medium that advertisers go to. So TV is not going anywhere. So once you get on TV, you have a certain level of credibility for yourself and your business. So it raises your credibility level and your authority. When you see that as seen on TV, people are more likely to see you as an authority in the subject matter, a subject matter expert. And so that's kind of what you want when you want to elevate yourself, elevate your business, is you want to be able to say, I was seen on ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox. Not just that they picked up my story, but I did appear on those stations. Also, the value that you have of free publicity, because once you've been seen on, you can use those interviews, you can use that time that you were on television over and over and over again for your marketing. You can continue to use it. It is a marketing asset. It's not something that, 10 years ago, okay, I was on TV for this and now it's not relevant. It is always relevant. You can always spin it and use it at any point in your career, at any time, because you did it. It's something that you actually did. So I had a coach once. She was coaching us on branding, and she was on NBC probably like 10 years before, talking about her marriage, like going through mediation for her marriage. Had nothing to do with her coaching, but she was still talking about 10 years later, talking about being on TV. And so you can use that asset at any point in time. The next thing I want to know, how many people do you know personally that has been on TV? And what does it mean to you when you see them on TV being called an expert? What in your eyes do you think of when they're introduced on television as author or expert or whatever it is? What does that do? What does that do for their credibility when you look at them? So it is something that is still very, very important. And of course, number 5, TV is still recognized globally. Everyone, no matter where you are in the world, if they see that CBS logo, they know what it means. If they see the NBC logo, they know what it means, because it is universal. It is global. So if you are here tonight, you might be asking, I want to ask you, because if you're here tonight, you might want to get on TV. I remember the first time I had even a thought of wanting to get on TV several years ago. I was in this organization. It was a women's organization, and they had someone come in, and she was a reporter here in South Florida, and she was going to do a class on helping you get television exposure. So I paid to go to that class, and it was a one-day workshop. And basically at the end of the workshop, she told all of us, we're not ready for TV. That was basically it. So I paid to be there to be told we're not ready for TV. And so that was my first sort of attempt at getting television media. And I think that was in 2014 or something like that. And so I had a little bit of that logo envy. Can you tell me, has anybody had that logo envy? Has anybody seen other people? And you probably think, well, I'm just as talented as they are. I'm just as good as they are. How did they get those NBC, CBS, ABC logos at the bottom of their name? How did they get that? I want that. Let me know in the chat. Anybody ever had kind of logo envy, and you want to also be able to put those put that kind of stamp of approval on your profile, like on your LinkedIn profile. You see the profile pictures with as seen on and all that kind of stuff. So if you're here and you had logo envy, sorry, hi Paula. Yeah, Paula says, yeah, logo envy. They always look pretty cool on someone's site. They do. And so, but the thing is, I had no idea how to get it. I don't know how to even get one. I didn't know how to get even one. And Stacy, I know you've done some interviews on, was it on NBC? But you might be thinking, but I don't even know how to do it. So my whole thing tonight is to really give you an opportunity to see, no envy, but it'd be nice to have. Of course, Jackie, it will always be nice to have. It would be, is to not have this happen by chance, and not for it to be something that you're fighting for or you're paying thousands and thousands of dollars to get. But it's something that once you learn the system, once you learn the process of doing it, you'll be able to do it sort of whenever you need to do it. And I'm not saying this is some magic bullet that every single time you want to get on TV, you're just going to be able to snap your fingers and do it. There is work involved. There is a process involved. And it also has to fit the station's calendar, what they're looking for, what they're doing. So, you know, but it gives you so much more of an opportunity. It gives you so much of a chance to do this once you have the tools and you know how to do it. Does that make sense? So much like me, you might be thinking, well, why me? Because that was the first thing I thought. Well, what would I even do? Why would they even want me on TV? Why would they even consider me? Because I never imagined it would or could happen for me. I thought, I'm not a superstar. I can't get in front of a camera and tell anybody anything of value. I thought, I don't have anything to share, you know. But what I realize is the truth is everyone has a point of view, and it's really vital that you share yours. I mean, Stacy, you've been through some really, really significant challenges in your life, and you've overcome them with so much grace. And so that's why the media kind of sought you out, because of the things that you went through that was so incredible. And so your point of view is valuable to someone else. It's so valuable to someone who's going through what you're going through, to someone who is experiencing what you're experiencing right now. And so it's an opportunity for you to change someone's life. You lost video. Did everybody else lose video? Let me know if you lost the video. I'll take a second just to hear from other people if they lost the video feed, because I want to make sure my Wi-Fi is good. No, you didn't lose video. Just type no if you're still seeing. Okay, still seeing. So maybe it's on your side, Stacy. So much like me, my mind started to kind of talk me out of why I shouldn't do this. But I want you to listen to your heart, because my heart really wanted to do this. And when like I said, my first experience was this person saying that I'm not ready for TV. My second experience was at a conference when who became my media coach got up on stage and started talking about, you can be on the media and I'll teach you how, and it doesn't matter if you think you have nothing. It doesn't matter if you don't believe that you have something of value. I will show you what you can do and what you have. And he was just so encouraging. And so my heart wanted to do this, but my head kept telling me, there's no way you can do this. You're not going to be successful at this. This is not going to work. You're throwing your money down, down the toilet. You're never going to get on TV. But my heart kept saying, I can do this. Yes, I can. And I'm going to do it. And you just watch me. So my head and my heart were kind of having a battle. So if that's you and you're battling with your head and your heart, listen to your heart. Trust me, because your heart will steer you in the right direction. Just saying. So the next point 5 is, as a subject matter expert on TV, you have the opportunity to influence and impact people in a way that others don't. Again, my heart was telling me that I have something. I don't know what it is yet, but I do have something that I can share, and other people would be interested in hearing what I had to share. So in that moment, and I'll tell you, even my coach, who I had at the time, told me not to do it. My coach at the time that I was working with, she told me that I wasn't ready, just like the other person told me I wasn't ready. And she said, you don't have anything ready for this. You're not prepared for this. You don't even know what you're doing yet. So, you haven't built your brand yet. You're not ready for media. Wait a year or so. But this other guy, the media guy, he was like, you can do this. I'm going to make sure that you get on TV. I'm going to help you. You don't worry about it. And so I listened to him, and I didn't listen to my coach. And I'm glad I listened to him because my heart was steering me in that direction. So I had to believe that I deserved to be an instant local celebrity. And I use the word instant local celebrity because that was the name of his course. You can be an instant local celebrity. So I jumped. Oh, thank you, Javier. So I jumped on, even though I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I didn't know what I was going to do on TV. I just jumped on his belief that I could do, that he could help me get where I wanted to go. Hey, you had problems logging on. Hi, Angelica. I'm sorry. But I tried to make sure everybody knew where the link was. Sometimes Eventbrite is a little bit tricky with that, but I'm glad that you made it on finally. Thank you. So I am going to take care of that question. If you don't believe that you belong on TV, if you're still asking yourself, why me? I don't know if I can do this. I'm just going to tell you once and for all, yes, 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 you belong on TV because you have something special. Just the reason that you're here, just because you clicked into this webinar says that you have an interest and you have, you're saying you may have been frozen. Internet. Yeah, everybody's on I think Sunday nights are probably a very popular night, but just because you're here tonight says that you have an interest means that you have something of value. Don't discredit that. Because you're here, it means that you have something of value to share. So let's talk about public relations, PR versus doing it yourself. What is the real difference? Can anybody tell me if they've ever worked with a PR agent? Just say yes in the chat if you've ever worked with a PR agent before to get yourself media coverage. Yes, Angelica. No, Maria. Angelica, was it expensive to work with PR? Because I'll tell you some true numbers. Yes, it was expensive to work with PR. PR will cost you between $5,000 and $10,000 retainer a month for them to book you on television. Between $5,000 and $10,000 a month on retainer. And what a PR agent doesn't do, and Angelica says, and it was not very successful, because what a PR agent does not do for you is help you prep you for the questions, help you figure out what you're an expert in, like what is your real niche of expertise. PR agent doesn't help you kind of get ready for television. The PR agent just pitches you. They'll just pitch you with the relationships that they've developed over the years to the producers or the booking agents, other agents that they know. They will just get you the yes. They'll just tell you, Javier says, I can see a PR agent as someone who leverages their connections to get you on. Exactly. They just leverage their connections to get you airtime. Stacy says, never hired, just spoke to, was way too expensive. My point exactly. Way, way expensive to get PR. And I'm not knocking PR. PR is for people who can afford PR. If you can afford $10,000 a month for PR, do it, because they will get you booked, and they will get you booked on high level appearances. They will get you the bookings. But if you don't have the budget to do PR, then that's where I come in. I am going to show you how you can do this on a shoestring, how you can do this, not spend $5,000 or $10,000 a month, but you spend one time to learn it, and then you can wash, rinse, repeat Wash, rinse, repeat, and just keep doing it over and over and over. And you don't have to keep paying that retainer. You make a one-time investment, and boom, you learn everything you need to know, and you can go and book yourself. So that's the big difference between booking yourself and hiring a public relations person. Oh, you're getting disconnected. You know what? You can go on YouTube, Angelica. You can watch it on YouTube on my channel. Go to Alicia Couri on YouTube, and it should be streaming there live. You won't be able to chat with me, but you can at least still see it. Stacy says the price was the reason I started Pageantry Now, which is her own show, allowing people to get practice. It has been good for you too. Of course, it's been good because you're getting practice interviewing, you're getting practice being on camera, you're getting practice talking to people on camera. So that's great. So one of the things that a PR agent would not help you do is really get your branding identity together. And that's something that you really need to have pulled together before you book yourself on TV, which is probably why the first time I went to this class, she said we weren't ready because I was still in the process of pulling my brand together. I really didn't have it together. So when she kind of just threw us under the bus, she just kind of threw us in a situation and just started asking questions without any context or frame of reference. She just started asking us questions like in a hot seat without really prepping us beforehand. And so that is kind of the challenge with PR too, is that they will throw you into the interview without any prep. You don't really know what you're going into the interview for. So when it comes to branding, I want you to think about three things. And this is specifically for media. So when I work with clients branding them, I work with their posture, their presentation, and their positioning. And I want you to look at this from a branding point of view for media. Like when you look at your posture, posture really means who are you and what do you have to offer? So who are you? So when it comes to booking media, who are you going to be? Are you going to be that expert, or are you going to be sharing your story? Did you overcome something, or you have something that some challenge, or like with Stacy, I don't want to, use your story without your permission. But if you've had a really huge challenge, like I have a client right now that I'm working to get her media right now. Let me use her instead of you. Use your story. Okay, thank you, Stacy. You're so sweet. Stacy has so many hurdles that she's overcome in her health. So many challenges. She's gone through heart attacks. She's a cancer survivor. She's also had strokes. And so she is a survivor, and she is also a pageant winner. And so when Stacy has so many rich parts of her story that she can use for media, and there are so many opportunities throughout the year to get media, that she can pull any of those stories and book herself on with. And so posture is really, who are you and who are you going to be for the media? Are you going to be the expert? Are you going to be the financial expert like Javier? Are you going to be that branding expert or the beauty expert like Maria? What is your expertise? What is your posture? The next thing is about presentation. How are you presenting yourself to the media? Are you presenting when they look you up? Do you have all your stuff together? Can they see your Instagram and your Facebook and your LinkedIn and your YouTube and see consistency? Are they going to see somebody that looks like the expert? Somebody that is, if they're bringing you on, are they going to actually identify and know that you're the expert? And then when we're looking at positioning, are you positioning yourself like, why would you go on, let's say Yahoo Finance to talk about, I don't know, you go on Yahoo Finance to talk about food. If you're a chef, that's the wrong positioning for you. You want to go on a morning show that has a cooking segment that you can talk about food as a chef. So positioning, making sure that you are actually pitching to the right organizations, or the right networks, I should say, to the right shows. Make sure that you're positioned correctly. You have to get on Bloomberg. Exactly. As a financial guy, you need Bloomberg. You need Yahoo Finance. You need to be on those in those kind of arenas. So how are you positioning yourself to the media? So look at your brand and look at those three things. Who are you? How are you presenting yourself? And where are you going to position yourself for media? The next thing that you want to know about is, how do you become the go-to expert for media? So let's say you're an author, but you're an author that writes all kinds of genres. So if you write fiction and nonfiction, how do you become an expert to the media? There's no particular genre that they can pigeonhole you into. So how you become that media expert is you become an expert in writing books. So that's how you become the go-to expert. Anytime they're talking about writing, anytime they're talking about new releases, anytime they're talking about multiple genres of books, you can be that expert that they will look to say, oh, you know what? I am that writing expert. So anytime any kind of subject about writing comes up, I can pitch myself to that media. So that's how you become the go-to expert for media, especially when you have that posture and positioning and presentation. When you have that locked down, then you're able to really be that go-to expert for media. Let's talk about ideas for a moment, because again, a PR agent doesn't necessarily, like, they will say that you're an expert in something and they'll pitch you to their network. But how do you actually develop an idea? One of the things I learned from my media coach, and I'm being very specific because I don't want to just say coach, because he was really my media coach, was that you can't be niched when it comes to your messaging in media. You can be niched in your business, which is very important, but your message cannot be a niched message. Your message has to have mass appeal. Your message has to be a big idea, and it has to hit a lot of people. So coming up with a message, especially if you're niched, coming up with a big message that has universal appeal can be a challenge, because you've worked so hard to niche yourself, to be so specific, that now that you're thinking about going in media, you can't speak to your niche. You have to speak to general public. And so you have to now make that shift in your brain with, how do you create a message that has mass appeal? And that can be a challenge sometimes to figure that out. And so a lot of times you might need a little bit of help to create the right messaging, because again, we've been taught, especially if we're entrepreneurs, if we're business owners, we've been taught to niche down, because they always say the riches are in the niches. So if you niche down, then you're speaking directly to your ideal client. It doesn't work that way for mass media. If you pitch a very niched message to NBC, they're not going to book you because it's too specialized, it's too specific, it's too narrow, because they have a wide-ranging audience. Now, that's not saying within your message you can't speak directly to a niche. You can write it in a way that speaks directly to people when you're on air, but again, you have to be able to pitch something with mass appeal. Stacy says, I'm very afraid of being pigeonholed as the heart survivor. It happened with being a cancer survivor. Exactly, Stacy. So your messaging has to be broader. It has to be broader. It could be about healthcare. It could be about just being a survivor, and not just heart, cancer, stroke, not specific like that. Because yeah, they want to try to sometimes they would want to try to pigeonhole you if that's how they see you. And truthfully, when I started doing media, I was doing makeup. So like in the beginning package, when I showed that sizzle reel, my media reel at the beginning, a lot of my media, you'll see it transitioned from celebrity makeup artist, makeup artist to author, because I switched and I went back to a lot of those places as an author. So I went from makeup artist to author. So you can always pitch them, because once they know you and they start knowing you, you can pitch them multiple things that you're doing because they already know, like, and trust you. So, and I can still bring the beauty expertise in. When I was pitching, when I was doing media for my book, My Age with Audacious Confidence, I had beauty tips in there. So they knew me as a beauty expert, and they knew that I was going to come and give beauty tips as well as other things. I was also going to give them a lot of other tips that weren't necessarily in the beauty industry. But I had already established myself as a credible person for them. So once you establish your credibility with them, Stacey, you can transition your message, and they still look at you as the expert coming in. Does that make sense? I hope I didn't lose anybody. So make sure you have a big idea with mass appeal. How to really write a media segment. So once you have your idea, now you want to be able to write a segment. You want to write a segment, and your segment has 5 components to it for a really good television segment. And when you look at television segments, I want you to start paying attention. Anytime they have a guest on, start paying attention to these segments. And here I have the anatomy of a segment. So this is part of my blueprint. All these little things I'm telling you are part of the whole blueprint. I'm going to show you the entire blueprint at the end of this. But your segment needs to have a great intro. It has to have a headline that is a catchy headline that grabs their attention. You have the body of the segment, which has the problem and solution. So you're dealing with whatever your big idea is, what the problem was. If it's your story, what was that tragic story, and then what was the solution, or what did you overcome? So problem, solution, and then you need an outro. You need a strong outro with a call to action. So your strong outro will always have a call to action that either takes them to a landing page, or takes them to a free offer, or takes them somewhere. So you have an intro, a headline, the body of your segment, what your problem and solution is that's going to be in the body of the segment, and what your strong outro is. You have to get a big idea. All right, we'll work on that. So the other thing that's really important, now this is the thing that a lot of people don't know. So this is the really big secret. A lot of people don't know how to contact a producer or a booking agent. That's where the PR agents hold. That's their guarded secret. Yes, you have to do the outro during your segment. You have to bill in enough time to do your outro as a part of your segment before the host or the television anchor actually closes off the segment. So you have to be able to fit your outro in before they say goodbye, because they're not going to turn it back to you to give your outro. So it has to be in the a part of the body of the segment. Good question, Angelica. So how do you contact a producer? I'm going to teach you exactly how to get past the gatekeepers, how to get a producer on the phone, how to pitch your idea directly to producers and get them, yes, they're cold calls. Yes, because unless you have producers in your back pocket, but I'm going to teach you how to actually find those producers and get on the phone with them, because they're not easy to get on the phone with. They are very hard to get a hold of. But I'm going to teach you exactly how to contact a producer, how to get beyond those gatekeepers and get to those producers. You are a master cold caller. All right, Javi. Good. You found your way in. Cool. So contacting producers is something that is one of those guarded secrets. Like, how do you do it? And listen, it's not rocket science, but there is a science to it, and there's a way to do it that you have success. there's a way to contact producers. There's a way to find the producer and contact them. And that's kind of, once you figure that out, you know, you have half the battle won, because it's not really difficult. It's just a process like everything else. So contacting producers is something that you're going to need to learn how to do. And if you have challenges cold calling, you're going to have to get over that. I had challenges cold calling. I was petrified. I was petrified to pick up that phone and call my first producer. Oh my gosh. I was so scared. And I kept getting no's. And I kept getting no's. And, but you know what? After a while, Angelica, I really enjoyed doing it, because I made it into a game, and it just became fun to do it. And even if they were saying no to me sometimes, they enjoyed the conversation. They enjoyed that 2 minutes on the phone with me. So so I didn't feel bad if it was a no. So because I was able to actually, the victory was getting them on the phone. And the more I was able to get them on the phone, the more comfortable I felt, even though it was a cold call, because I was excited that they actually took my call, that this works. I was like, holy crap, this works. So the technique, I'll teach you all of that, how to do it. And so over the years of doing this, I kind of came up with my own techniques. I took some from one person, some things from my media coach. That's how you get better. Exactly. Hearing a lot of no's and then figuring out how to change no's to yeses. And I have another coach that says you have to turn those no's into not now. So when you turn the no into not now, you know that you're building a relationship, and you can always go back to them with something else. So you have to turn those no's into not nows, and then those not nows into yeses. So this is my exact blueprint that I have created by doing this over and over and over again. And I'm going to share it with you right now. So there are 4 steps to it. First, you have to visualize, then you have to crystallize. So you're visualizing yourself on TV, especially for those who are a little bit nervous about being on camera, being on TV, being in studio. Then you're crystallizing your big idea. You're crystallizing what you're going to be on TV. You're crystallizing your segment. You're crystallizing all those parts that need to be there to pitch to a producer. Then you're going to strategize. You're going to figure out what media outlets you need to be on, how to get there, how to call the producers, calling the producers. You're going to create that whole strategy for actually getting yourself on TV. And then it's time to initiate. It's time to actually get yourself booked on TV. So this is what it looks like. This is what the process looks like. It is your big idea, right? Well, first we're starting with your media brand identity. It seems like a lot, but it's not. So you're getting your identity together. Then you have to have your big idea. You have to think about what that idea is. And we're going to work through all of this process together. You're going to get your media kit together, and that's that presentation part, so that they can see you in the media. They can see you as an expert. They see you. They can see your brand. They can see everything. So you pull your media kit together. That's visualized. Then we're going to move to crystallize, where we're going to get your segment together. We're going to create that producer pitch. We're going to get what your outro, what that offer is that you're giving them at the end of your segment. And then we're going to strategize. How far in advance are bookings? For example, I wouldn't be ready to be on a show until the fall. How soon should I start contacting media outlets? Lisa, you can start once you have all of this together. If you know and you're contacting them, it also depends on the hooks that you're using. So hooks are things we talk about when we're talking about your segments. A hook is something like, for Stacy, for instance, if you're looking at October and you're looking at breast cancer month, even though I don't believe you had breast cancer, Stacy, but if you're looking at breast cancer month and you want to pitch something for breast cancer month, you can start pitching 2 months in advance of that. So that is August. You're going to start reaching out to producers around August for breast cancer month. So 2 months to 6 weeks in advance. I would say start like warming them up to the idea 2.5 months in advance. And then sometimes they will tell you what they have coming up. So when I was pitching some stuff for weddings, because I know June was wedding month, and I started pitching in March for June. And so just letting them know, wedding month is coming up. We're going to be talking about brides and all that kind of stuff. So I started pitching them, and they said, all right, I'll get back to you close to like 6 weeks to talk a little bit more about it. But I sent them the full proposal. I sent them the segment and everything, and they loved it. And they said, okay, in 6 weeks before the calendar, then we'll look at specific dates to actually get you in. So you can pitch them anytime, Lisa. But if you have in mind a specific month that you're using as a hook, that's when you're calling them, you tell them it's for this time. So when they get closer to that time and they're actually looking to book dates for that time, then they will if they like the segment, then they'll contact you to book you specifically. Right now, it could be almost immediate due to everything else going on. Exactly. If it's COVID-19 related, they can book you right then and there, for tomorrow kind of thing. So it all depends, just like you were saying, Angelica, but it also depends on what hooks you're using to actually put in your segment. So yes, they can and will. They'll book you right now because they're looking for stories right now. So now is a great time to be pitching media. So then after we crystallize all of that, then we're going to strategize. We're going to research. We're going to position yourself. We're going to research what are the best stations for the segment types that you've created. We're going to look at your budget. Are you going to travel? Well, right now travel is out, but when things start opening up, are you going to travel, or do you need to stay local? We're going to look at what your budget is, which is something I never, ever, ever, like my first media coach never talked to me about budget. He was just like, we're going to book you all over the country. And then after I got booked into, I was like, oh, wait a second. That means now I have to buy airline tickets, hotel reservations. It's like, whoa. This could actually add up a lot. So you have to start strategizing how you're going to do this and what makes sense. Where do you pitch? You just don't toss it out to everywhere. You have to be strategic about how you're pitching these things. So we develop a sitemap for you. You develop a sitemap so that you know, okay, if I'm going here, let me start. Like when I went to New Orleans, I pitched to the stations in New Orleans. When I went up to North Florida, I pitched to the stations within driving range. So I got when I went to North Florida, I got 4 segments in different stations. Like I did CBS, I did ABC, I did News 4 Jacksonville, and then I went back to ABC. So I had like all of them in one place that I could drive everywhere to. So you want to be strategic about how you're doing this, so you're not breaking your budget, your marketing budget, on doing this. And then you want to initiate. You want to start. You have to develop follow-up sequences to make sure that you're staying in touch with the producers and making sure you're gathering your following, you're gathering fans, and all these things. You do that. And so you want to be able to be strategic. And this is why I created this blueprint like this, so that we're following certain steps and you're not all over the place. It's not scattered. And you start seeing a pattern of success. And where something might be not hitting, you know exactly where to go and tweak it, so then you can go back again. So for instance, for me, my media coach had written my first segment with me, and it wasn't converting. Like they weren't buying into it. And so I went back and I rewrote the segment based on really what I wanted to talk about. And that's when it started hitting for me. So I was able to go back and look at the segment and say, well, maybe this isn't quite what they're looking for. Let me tweak it a little bit and do a little more research. And then I started hitting. So when you have this process like this, you can actually see where things need to be tweaked. Maybe you're calling the wrong stations because you didn't do your research enough, and you're calling the wrong places. So now we can go back in and look at the stations and what they're actually showing, what they're booking, and see if your segment would even fit their lineup. And so it's really important. Yeah, it's really important to know where you might need a little tweaking. And when you have a system like this, you can see where things might not be working for you. So that's the complete blueprint. That's like years of doing trial and error and doing this and finding success with it. This is how I book when I'm booking. This is the process I go through. Of course, I don't have to visualize anymore. I just have to come up with my idea, create my segment. So there are some shortcuts that once you've done certain things, there's some shortcuts that you can take, and I'll show you all the shortcuts too. So this is what I want to ask you. So this is what this is what I've created, and don't go running for the hills yet, because this is not what it's going to be. Because I am going to teach you how to create your media brand identity. I am going to teach you how to become that media expert, or how to really capitalize on your story. I'm going to help you develop your media kit by giving you the template that you need to create that media kit. I'm going to give you clarity on your big idea and make sure that it has mass appeal. We're going to create a marketable segment together, and help you create that booking system so that you know exactly how to get on the calls with producers. You'll get a producer contact template with the phone script, the email script, if you have to leave a voicemail, you'll get the voicemail script. We'll have live Q&A calls. So when anything you're stumbling over, we'll get into the nitty gritty and figure it out on Q&A calls. You're also going to get a checklist for when you do get booked and you're ready to get on stage, or you're on stage, when you're ready to get in front of the camera for the media. You're also going to get an intro and outro. We're going to work on your intro, and we're going to work on your outro so that it's powerful, because the minute you start, that clock starts on you. Because if you have a 2 or 3 minute segment, you don't have time for pleasantries. You got to get right into your message, and you want to be able to leave your message before they take over, and then you don't have a chance to give them your powerful outro. And all the resources that you need for getting more media. And I'm also going to give you sample segments that have been booked, things that they were looking for, how the structure was, what they were looking for. And so the total value of this is $10,000. And so I want you to think about what I talked about, PR. PR is $10,000 per month. The value of this is $10,000, and all you're getting with PR is the booking. You're not getting anything else. So what would this be worth to you, really, if you can learn a system like this and use it over and over and over in 10 years, 15 years, for as long as you have a business? What is the value of something like this to you over its lifetime? Even if all you got out of this was your brand identity, how much more powerful would your marketing messages be if you can really understand what your brand identity and your brand messaging is? If all you really got out of this was the clarity on your messaging, wouldn't that be worth it to you? So really, this is not a system that you can look at and say, oh my God, it's $10,000, I can't afford it. This is a system that will, over time, continue to pay off for you. I invested with my media coach years and years ago, and the investment that I made with him, it's still paying off, because some of the techniques, not all of them, but some of the techniques that I learned, I'm still using now. So this is what I'm going to share with you, because, oh, wait, did a slide go missing? Let me see. I'm going to actually give you something. Yeah, it's better to have something that you can leverage over and over and over again. There's no, you're always going to use these skills and these tools. So what I'm going to offer you, I'm going to offer you something so absolutely ridiculous, you're not going to believe it, because your responsibility in this is, if you want to learn this, if you want to take this course, if you want to be a part of this, is to stay through the entire course with me and provide feedback for me. And when you get booked, to give me the opportunity to use you as a case study, to use your experience as a case study. Because even though I've done this for clients, I've booked them on TV and they were so happy, and I've done it and I've taught this before. I've never created a digital program before. I've always done it live, and I've always done it one-on-one. So now I'm in the process of actually taking that blueprint and creating a digital course for it. And that digital course is what I need your feedback on. I need your help to really, for me to tweak it, for me to really hone in on the things that people will find challenging, that maybe needs to come out of the course and be something else, or I need to go a little bit deeper in the course on that. So I need your feedback. So this is going to be a give and take situation. And because of that, this is not going to be $10,000 like I showed you. And I'm actually planning to launch this as a digital product at $3,000, but it's not going to be $3,000 for you. Now, I am launching it at $600. Yes, you'll be my guinea pig. $600. Now, I've taken people through this course, but like I said, I've done it one-on-one, where I'm able to really work through details with them. I've been able to work through their challenges when they were writing their segments. I've been able to work through one-on-one with them. But since this is a digital course, I'm not going to be able to walk them through one-on-one. I'm just going to be able to write the course, record the course, send it to them, and have them get results. And that's what I need your feedback on, because I'm going to be doing it the way I would do it digitally, but then get your feedback and tell me, wait a second, we didn't quite understand this. It would be better if you could help us, dive a little bit deeper here or dive a little bit deeper there. And so for only $600, it's going to be for 4 weeks, 4 weeks in June. I'm starting it on my birthday, May 31st, but it's going to be a Tuesday and a Thursday every week, from 11 to 11:45. And it's going to be Fridays. We're going to have Q&A sessions. And the Q&A sessions is where I want your feedback. So you're going to go through the course. You're not going to ask me any questions Tuesday and Thursday. Friday is the time to ask me whatever questions, whatever stumbling blocks, whatever challenges you have. And we're going to go through that for 4 weeks. That whole process that I showed you, we're going to do this in 4 weeks, because I want you to start having results as soon as possible. And in a month, you're going to be able to start booking yourself on TV. And so that's what I have to offer you, $600. If you are interested, if you are ready to get started on that, and you want to invest, because I'm investing my time, my intellectual knowledge, my experience, everything I have, I'm investing in you to get you results. And so all I'm asking in return is a $600 investment, and for you to put the same time and attention into this to get your business where you want to go. And so Lisa's in. All right. Thank you, Lisa. So this is what I'm going to ask you to do. And it starts May 31st, 7 p.m., just like we're here. That's on my birthday. That's my birthday gift to start this course on May 31st. And this is what I want to do. This is what I want you to do this. I want you to go to www.alicia360.com. That's the website. Go to alicia360.com. When you hit the website, you're going to go to the website area, hit website, and you'll see further down, blueprint for booking TV media. You click on that, and I promise you, this $600 is only available this week, because it starts on Sunday next week. And after Sunday, once I create this course, once I've gone through it with you guys and I've created this course, it's going to be $3,000. That is going to be the retail price of this course. So I'm not going to do it at $600 ever again. This is a one-time offer, and I'm not going to be like those marketers that are like, one-time offer, and then 6 months later they're like, one-time offer. And no, this is it. Get in now. Help me help you get on TV while you help me build out this course. And let's get results together. Let's rock and roll, let's rock this thing out. So Lisa, whoever else is in. Thank you, Angelica. It's like the Founders Club, exactly. So, and I do have, you know, if you can't do the full 600, because I understand, you know, things right now with the lockdown and everything, you can do it in 2 payments. You can do it. And if you really still have a challenge doing it in 2 payments, please don't think that you can't do this. Message me. You can still go to Alicia 360. And if you go to the contact me section, you can text message me, you can WhatsApp me, you can email me from that section. Just send me a message. Say, hey, I saw your presentation. I want to do this, but I need to work out something else. Just do that, because okay. So Stacy, yeah, text me and let's work something out, because I believe, Stacy, you can rock this out really seriously, truly. And I'm just so excited for you guys. Can I share this with somebody I know that wants to share? Absolutely, Angelica. You can share them. You can share the YouTube link, because when this is over, and then once this processes, all of you who registered, you should get the replay of this. Okay. So thank you so much. If there are no other questions, I see Angelica is typing something, but if there are no other questions, that's pretty much all I got for you today. I'm going to walk you through this blueprint. I'm going to take you through getting booked, how to get the producers, how to get past the gatekeepers, how to actually get on the phone with them. Thank you, Javi. I'm the bomb. Thank you. Thank you, Erin. I hope you can join me too, Erin. I would love to have you on board. And so I think that I've actually been resistant to doing this for 2 years. I've been asked to do this, and the past 2 years I've been resistant to doing it. And now is the time, and I'm ready to do it, because honestly, I didn't think myself a media expert, and I still don't think myself a media expert. I was just someone who figured out how to, with help, and that's why I'm here for you, with help. I just figured out how to do it, and I'm just ready to share that with others, so that they don't have to be paying $10,000 a month on PR to do it. And like I said, if you got the resources, go for it. But thank you so much, Stacy. I appreciate that. And so that's it for me tonight. I know I've kept you here for an hour, so mwah, 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 mwah. Thank you all for participating. I really appreciate it, and hope to see you on TV pretty soon. All right. Good night, everybody.